Far from civilization, hidden beneath the golden sea of the Sahara Desert, a colossal spiral is carved into the earth. This is the Richat structure, better known as the Eye of Africa. From space, it looks like a massive fingerprint of our planet, a 40-kilometer-wide circle that's both hypnotic and haunting. For centuries, no one could see its full scale. But when astronauts first gazed down from orbit in the 1960s, they were stunned. It looked alive, as if the Earth itself were staring back. Scientists declared it a geological wonder, but others whispered it was something else, entirely a message, a remnant, a scar left by a forgotten world. You see, the Sahara wasn't always a desert. Thousands of years ago, it was a green paradise of rivers, lakes, and forests, teeming with life. We know this because satellite images show the ghostly traces of ancient riverbeds, and hidden in caves, thousands of rock paintings depict a world that has long since turned to dust. The question is, what happened? How did this lush landscape become an ocean of sand? And what secrets were buried when it did? For years, explorers have spoken of the eye as more than just a geological curiosity. Its shape is almost too perfect, with concentric circles that seem designed with intent. Some say it mirrors Plato's description of Atlantis, the legendary city of concentric rings of land and water, said to exist beyond the Pillars of Hercules. For millennia, everyone assumed Atlantis was in the Atlantic Ocean, but what if it wasn't sunk beneath the sea, but buried beneath the sand? The eye's dimensions are eerily similar to the measurements Plato described. Its central island, surrounded by rings, matches his words almost perfectly, and all around it, we find evidence of massive, ancient flooding. Channels carved by violent torrents of water hint that the Sahara once witnessed a cataclysm of unimaginable power. Now, scientists say the eye is a natural formation, a deeply eroded geological dome, shaped over millions of years. But the Sahara's climate has unseen nearly enough rainfall to create such erosion in the known time frame. Some of the rock within the eye is hundreds of millions of years old, far older than the desert itself. And even weirder, geologists have found layers of rock fused together that shouldn't even exist side by side. But the mystery doesn't stop there. There are whispers among locals, legends passed down for generations. They speak of an ancient people who angered the gods, of storms that turned rivers to dust, and of a city swallowed by the earth overnight. One Tuareg elder, when shown images of the eye, simply said, "That is the place where the world turned upside down." Explorers who've dared to visit it describe an eerie silence. No birds, no wind, just the sound of your own heartbeat. The land itself seems to hum with something ancient, something waiting. Some claim their compasses go haywire near its core. Others report hearing low vibrations at night, like a faint echo from deep beneath the ground. As we look deeper, more connections emerge. Satellite scans reveal remnants of ancient river deltas and seas, proof that this region was once submerged. Fossils of marine life are found hundreds of miles from any coast. Entire fields of petrified wood, frozen in time, suggest a sudden, catastrophic transformation. Could a massive event, like a shifting of the Earth's crust or a meteor impact, have erased a civilization and rewritten the landscape? And if so, what if that civilization's story survived as myth? The tale of Atlantis, or the kingdom of the sun? In recent years, independent researchers have used drone footage and satellite mapping to reveal patterns that seem far too precise for coincidence. Perfectly circular terraces, possible channels where water once flowed, and radial lines pointing toward ancient coastlines. One overlooked detail stands out. The eye's orientation aligns with ocean currents that could have carried survivors westward toward the Americas. Is it a coincidence that many ancient American legends speak of gods who came from the east, bringing knowledge of stars and building in stone? Mainstream archaeology dismisses these theories as pseudoscience, but history has a way of hiding its truths in plain sight. Ancient texts from Egypt to Sumer speak of great floods, gods descending in fiery chariots, and lands swallowed by chaos. Across the world, the same story repeats with eerie precision: a golden age destroyed, leaving scattered survivors to teach humanity to begin again. The Eye of Africa, with its silent perfection, seems to whisper that this story might not be a myth at all. Travelers who reach the center of the eye describe an overwhelming feeling of scale. The rocks curve around them like an ancient amphitheater, as if built to face something long gone. It feels like standing in the hollow of a memory, the echo of a civilization erased by sand and time. At dusk, as the desert winds sweep through its rings, the shadows form spirals on the ground, mirroring the stars above. It's as if the land itself remembers. Geologists have also found something unexpected, traces of intense heat, as if the surface had once melted. Could this have been a meteor impact, or was it the result of something else? Something lost to history, an ancient catastrophe so great that it scarred the very face of the earth? Even today, the eye continues to defy a simple explanation, drawing the attention of satellites, adventurers, and dreamers. No matter how much we learn, something about it remains unreachable, a mystery that refuses to close. It's as if the desert is guarding its secret, hiding it from those not yet ready to understand. Local folklore tells of the sleeping eye, a spirit that watches over the desert and awakens when mankind forgets its past. They say that when storms roar over Mauritania, you can hear a low hum rising from beneath the sand, like the pulse of the earth itself. Science calls it coincidence. Faith calls it memory. But either way, the desert listens. What if nature and humanity once worked in harmony here? And what if the cataclysm that ended it all wasn't punishment, but a consequence? A reminder that greatness without balance always collapses. Imagine for a moment what it was like before the fall. Lush rivers, temples rising to the sun, a civilization watching the stars. Then, in a single generation, the skies darken, the waters rise, and all that remains is silence. Sand covers the streets, the towers crumble, and the memory of their world fades into myth. Thousands of years later, all that endures is a pattern, a circle so perfect it defies erosion. A whisper that refuses to die. Some modern explorers call it the mirror, because perhaps it reflects not just the Earth's past, but our own future. Our cities stand taller, our machines fly higher, but we are still bound by the fragile belief that our progress protects us from the past. The sands of the Sahara remind us that even the greatest empires can vanish overnight. And so the eye waits. It watches the skies. It endures the winds and the heat. It remains, a guardian of memory and a question carved into the bones of the earth. We can call it geology, legend, or coincidence. But perhaps it is something far more profound, a message from those who came before, saying, "We were here, we built, we fell. Learn from our silence." What if history isn't a straight line, but a circle repeating, erasing, and beginning again? What if beneath every ruin lies not an ending, but a warning? The desert knows, the wind remembers, and somewhere beneath the sands, the truth still sleeps, waiting for the day we're ready to listen. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mysteries from around the world. What do you think the Eye of Africa really is? Let us know in the comments below.